When Tesla launched the Model 3, it included phone charging in the center console through USB connections. But there was a hole in the market, and Jeda decided to fill that hole by providing one of the first wireless charging solutions for the Tesla Model 3. I'm John from Adults Have Toys Too, and here we're going to take a look at the Jeda Wireless Charger version 4. Let's get started. I had actually initially ordered the wireless pad version 3, but version 4 was almost out, so they delayed my order in order to give me the newer version of the wireless pad. Inside of the box, you can see the bright red backing of the wireless pad, along with the two micro USB connectors to bring power to the wireless charging coils. On the other side is where the new things come in. There's MagSafe under here, though I don't have an iPhone, and a microfiber surface. Now, I'm calling this a microfiber surface because Alcantara is actually a brand name for a particular type of microfiber. And I don't see Alcantara's trademark anywhere in the marketing materials or on the packaging. Also, the feel of this is not what I recognize as Alcantara. Jeda says it's identical to the pad that's in the current versions of the Model 3, though I don't have one available for me to test. But this feels a little smoother and, I want to say, tackier than Alcantara that I've touched in the past. Underneath the wireless charging pad are three cables, one USB-C to micro USB and two USB-A to micro USB. These are to connect power to the wireless charging coils. On the bottom here is the spacer to be able to use wired charging along with the wireless charger. I do like how they print the instructions right underneath the things that you're using to make it quick and easy to find. But that's enough talking in here. Let's throw it in the car and see how it works. All right, so here we are in the Tesla. We're going to go ahead and install the wireless pad and see how it works. So first, let's take a look at what we have here already. We have the original rubber pad that I can charge my phone on, just like that. If I go into AccuBattery, I can see that it's charging, and current charge is 700 to 1200 milliamps. So that's not too bad. We're charging it at a decent rate. As you can see, the rubber is kind of beat up and the right side is a lot more worn than the left side. And that's just because down here, you can see I have the right side hooked up for charging, but the left side is just for my USB stick. I did have a splitter before, but the splitter caused problems with Tesla cam. So now I have it like this, charging only on one side. So now let's see how we can get this installed. First, of course, we're going to go ahead and pull this thing out of the box and make sure we have all of our pieces present. We got our charging pad, our cables, and our spacer. We'll go ahead and pull out the old stuff. So we'll pull off the shiny part that covers up the cable connectors, and then we'll pull out the old rubber pad, which I suppose could be replaced if you just wanted to get a cleaner pad in there. I want to try to keep the wired charging because my wife has a Pixel 4a, which does not support wireless charging of any kind. Of course, the wireless charger does take up some space. It has to be some sort of thickness. So I have to use a spacer, which is included with the pad, to be able to keep the wired charging. It just slides in the same as the shiny trim piece does, and then you place the cables into the channels that are provided. But as you'll see in a minute, this is going to be a problem. Next, I place the tray just for a test fit without the cables to make sure it fits in place and that the cables work there. It doesn't attach in any way, it's just sitting on the tray. The little feet kind of fall into some holes there, but there's no adhesive or clips or anything like that. Since it seems like everything fits, we'll go ahead and start working on the cabling. I'll pull out the cable for wired charging, bring the pad off so we can run the cables to be able to provide power to the wireless charging coils, and those will go through the same holes that the wired charging cables go through. Of course, we're coming up across a small issue here where we have two USB ports and two cables to connect to the wireless charging coils. If you want to see how to fix that issue, be sure to subscribe because I'm going to be putting up another video of another product that will help with that exact problem. Next is connecting the micro USB to the wireless charging pad itself. It can be a little bit of a pain because the connectors are small, of course, but also you have to make sure you don't have too much slack in the cable. You'll notice when you start putting the pad down, you have to pull the cables through from the back to be able to pull up the slack to keep the pad from just dropping on top of the cables, and it becomes even more difficult with the wired charging in place since you kind of have to tilt it in to be able to connect it. Next, we'll put the trim piece back on to be able to have a finished looking install, but we're not quite done here yet. My phone is a Galaxy S21 Ultra, which is a very big phone, and it does not fit and does not connect with the charging coils while the wired charging ports are in place. The connectors just sit too high for it to be able to work, so I'm pulling out one cable so I have one side wireless and one side wired. Here you can see, drop it on the pad, it starts charging wirelessly. Gets up to about 700 milliamps of charging. For comparison, a fast wireless charger I can get over 2000 milliamps, but this is just using the front USB ports. If you want faster speeds, you can use a cigarette lighter adapter. While it does take up a little bit more space, it still fits underneath the cover, but it works pretty seamlessly. Just open up the cover, drop your phone, and you're charging. And just for completeness, in case you were wondering, this will charge the Galaxy Buds Pro in the wireless charging case, but it will not charge my Galaxy Watch. So overall, version 4 of the Jeda Wireless Pad is pretty nice. It feels good, it looks nice. The charging, of course, being wireless is a little bit slower than wired charging, but it does have a couple of niggles. It is a little bit thicker, so when you lift it up to try to get underneath where that wireless charging pad is, it gets in the way of the door a little bit. And if you still need wired charging, that adapter is not the perfect solution. The connector sticks up a little bit too far, which makes it kind of a hassle to be able to both use the wireless and the wired charging. The other issue you're going to come across is you only have 2 USB ports in that storage area. But there's a solution, and we'll take a look at that at the next video. So until next time, never stop having fun.